Got Steve out of the windowsill. We're going down the stairs. Who's gonna get out the door first today, you think? Steve or T-Rex? It's always a close competition. Right. We got him hooked up now, and as if Steve would get out the door ahead of T-Rex. What are we thinking? That would never happen with a T-Rex. Out into the rather gray Monday, June 9th, I think. About 7:45 a.m., I think. Temperature about 58. More confident with that. I have on a light shirt and I'm a little chilly. If the Euro is right, it's not even going to reach 60 degrees in Boston today. Where is Boston? It's through that haze. We have all kinds of stuff in the air. We've got H2O molecules. We've got hydrocarbons. Mostly that's what we have. Smog. Smoke and fog. And there's a egret. And T-Rex excited about something. I'm not sure what. Maybe the workers down below. We're going to have some pouring of some concrete anytime now. Any week now. Forms continue to go up. And we've got a pretty thick cloud covering most of New England. Here's the satellite image from this morning. You get the thick cloud with bubbling cumulus clouds visible around the Berkshires and parts of New York. There are some showers, maybe even a brief thunderstorm early today. So I would say the Euro failed a couple of days ago when it said we were going to get some heavy rain last night and this morning. Our local radar shows a couple of showers scattered around first thing this morning. So what happened was the front, the boundary between the cool air that's here now and the warmer tropical air that the Euro thought would come north, that boundary is off to our south. And here is the surface analysis. What is wind, air moving from that high pressure system over Nova Scotia, about a 1020 high, it's been strengthening, and coming into the low pressure, or several low pressure systems and fronts off to our west and the warm front off to our south. So there are showers and thunderstorms east of Virginia this morning. So that's that front that the Euro thought was going to come north. So fail on the Euro there. And we are breaking up the trend, though, of beautiful Monday and Tuesday and usually nice Wednesday and going downhill on Thursday. Things are a little different this week. We are having that cold front come in from the west. So even though we're missing the rain this morning, it is going to rain in New England. Here is the regional temperature roundup about 6:45 a.m. Boston there at 57 degrees. And see the wind barbs, they're all pointed. Well, it looks like they're pointed toward the east, but that is wind from the east across most of southern New England with that high pressure system to our north. And the dew point, the blue numbers, Boston, what? Temperature 57, dew point of 54. So it's not that humid. And so when you have dew points coming down, even some dew points in the 40s in parts of Maine, lower humidity takes a little bit more to saturate the atmosphere to make it rain. And it precludes any thunderstorms when you get dew points coming down. Less chance for thunderstorms. Egret is flying, and I can zoom in without losing my microphone, so we're doing that for a moment. All right. Moving away from the construction workers. Who can blame them? T-Rex, what are you looking at? Come back to one-time zoom. Find the cat. There he is. I'll give Steve a little belly rub. He loves the little belly rubs. He's like a dog. He gonna keep us warm over the next 2 days? I do have the windows open, and I'm cooling off the inside of the house with nature's air conditioner. Don't you love nature's air conditioner? And it's going to be here tomorrow. There's going to be an attempt. Oh, look, babies. We've got babies. What kind of babies? Anybody know? Any of my viewers know? Are those... I can't tell. They're too small to be cormorants. They don't look like mallards. Mallards don't usually hang out in the deeper water like this, as if it's deep water. But I certainly will break for baby ducks. And we've got the crew coming in. Going to do some mooring tending today, West Augusta crew. How about doing some forecasting today, TK? All right, okay. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to show you a picture of Mount Blanc in France. Beautiful, huh? And thank you for sharing. I got this geologist I follow in Europe now after the collapse of that mountain onto the glacier in Switzerland. This is a great follow. I don't remember your name, but it's there, right there. And talking about the smoke from Canada dimming the views of Mount Blanc, hoping it's not disturbing the tourist industry too much. And I want to show the real wide satellite image, and you can see major upper level low right over. Hopefully it's raining in those rains in Canada and pushing the smoke across northern Canada now, Labrador really in the deep smoke. And then that big storm over the middle of the Atlantic Ocean sort of acting like a conveyor, pulling the smoke across the Atlantic and pushing it in to Western Europe right now. And that storm is massive, huh, in the Atlantic Ocean. That's the one that we had with our overachieving rains here south of Boston a couple days ago. Going to get to the NAM in a moment. Just love live action during the weather segments here. Let's use the short range NAM, which probably did a better job than the Euro from 48 hours ago, saying we were going to be mostly dry. And I'm not going to show the little specks of showers because they look so insignificant. Instead, I'm going to show how much rain and when comes out of these showers. So just some scattered sprinkles today. This is the QPF means quantitative precipitation forecast. And the gray just means a trace. And then you get into some lighter blues. Now you're passing 1/10 of an inch of rain. This is this evening. The rain's starting to come in. There is a flood watch in parts of Pennsylvania and New York because the ground is pretty saturated. But for us, no flood watches. I don't think we're going to have any flooding, but there are certainly downpours and maybe a scattered non-severe thunderstorm coming in tonight especially. And then during the day tomorrow, it shows the showers especially heavy. What do you know? Near Buzzards Bay, near your house, Kate, in southeastern Massachusetts. That's tomorrow afternoon, and then the rain's pretty much done tomorrow night. And behind that, it's going to get very windy on Wednesday, but it should dry out. So for a change, we have a fairly wet Tuesday, and you add it all up, and the dark blue is a 1/2 inch, and the purple is 1 inch. So there could be spots of a little bit more than 1 inch of rain over the next 48 hours. I don't think any of our gardens are going to complain about that. We've washed a lot of the pine pollen away already, so that's good news. We can start washing all our windows because eventually we're going to have to leave them open for days and days, or especially if we don't have to run air conditioners. And I want to show this graphic of Boston from the weather.us site. It uses pretty much the Euro data. And what a wave. It shows the cool wave we're in now with temperatures only near 60 in Boston today and tomorrow. And then it starts warming up, very windy on Wednesday, and then you get up to about 80 on Thursday, and there's going to be another front coming in on Friday. It starts to cool off, and of course, it shows rain again Saturday with cool weather. Next weekend, back down into the 60s. Waves, it all has rhythm. Weather has a really nasty rhythm going on right now with these weekend rains, but at least our Sundays have been nice, and that is the forecast for this upcoming Sunday. So let's look at it using the pivotal weather, L's and H's and blue lines, cold enough for snow north of New England, and red lines, the warmer air, and talk about the thicknesses at 500 millibars and the consistent black lines are the isobars, and it's complicated, but if you watch every day, perhaps you catch on to what's going on here. So you have an upper level low and surface front, and surface low coming across the Great Lakes right now, generating that front that's going to bring in the heavy rain through Pennsylvania and New York tonight. And the warm front to our south, you can almost make it out by the kink in the isobars, stays south of us. So we have just the cold front with a minor wave probably forming on the front for those heavier rains tomorrow. But they look pretty small here in the global model, don't they? That's why I showed the high-res NAM earlier. And that pushes out, and now we have a very windy weather behind that. Pretty strong high-pressure system coming in on the heels of that fairly strong low-pressure system passing off to our north and east on Wednesday. Very windy, lots of isobars here into Wednesday night, and initially cooler air coming in aloft, so it's instability, pretty cumulus clouds and sprinkles, and a lot of smoke, very smoky On Thursday, the wind is letting up a little bit, and we're trying to warm up with an offshore breeze. We'll be well into the 80s in southern New England and at the beaches. It's going to be fairly windy at the beaches on Thursday morning, but it should let up. So I'd say Thursday afternoon from 2 to 4 is the best beach weather of the next 5 days. Friday doesn't look too bad either, but there is a front coming in on Friday. So the clouds are going to be coming in again. The wind's going to let up. It's going to be trying to warm up, but the cold air. Look at that north of Maine, the 540 line. Did you see that? I'm going to stop that Friday morning. The 540 line is just north of Maine on Friday morning, and the 570 line is near New York City. So there's quite a front here. It'll be amazing if it really stays that dry. So Friday, all bets are off starting Friday. That 540 line being very cold, almost cold enough for snow just north of Maine, but that lifts to the north and east. We'll put this back in motion. Sorry about that. Just when I see that in the summertime, it just gets my attention. Anytime it gets my attention. And then here comes a wave on the front. High pressure to our north, low pressure going along the south coast. It looks like maybe dry at the Canadian border and rain for southern New England, and it'll be cold with an easterly wind on Saturday. And that drying air comes in Saturday night and Sunday, a little bit like what just happened over the last 48 hours where it turns nicer on a Sunday, but it'll be very smoky and very low humidity and a fairly chilly air mass. But with the sun, we can get to 70 degrees, but it'll probably be an onshore wind continuing when those highs go off to your north, just like what's happening right now. And then we go out to Tuesday. Wow, what is that? That is a... it's a nor'easter. It's not a tropical storm, even though it looks like one. Monday night and Tuesday of next week. Wow, where'd that come from? Almost looks tropical. GFS does not have that, by the way, and that could be Fantasyland with the Euro having a really wet weather and storm here, nor'easter next Monday night and Tuesday, and then that would be gone on Wednesday. And this is 240 hours now. That's as far as we go, and that is June 18th, I believe. And so we're getting close to the summer solstice, and it shows the 570 line pretty close to New York City. So we're going to be turning warm to hot again by day 10, if this is right. And odds are it's not really right. But what really stands out in the big picture, there's usually some signals you can go with here. And the biggest signal I see is that 993 low over Colorado. That's a heat low with sort of natural low pressure due to such hot air. The 582 thickness comes up to the Great Lakes, and the 588 thickness, see that 588? It's very subtle over New Mexico, parts of North Texas, western Kansas, and Colorado. A 588 thickness means a real hot air mass, and theoretically, we could be 100 to 110 degrees in the Central Plains at that time. And with anomalous cold continuing in Canada, that would mean we're going to have a continued very active pattern here in the Northeast. And so you can't take verbatim what they say when it's going to happen, but we are going to get rain off and on, enough to prevent any drought or any prolonged heat here in the Northeast with these fronts coming through every other day or so. And it's tough to plan your weather. Steve, can I help you with something? Steve is all wound up right here. I'm almost going to have to take off your collar. Rex is grazing, helping mow the lawn, and we look at Steve's line. It's down. He went underneath there, around, and up. And if I let him go, he's going to run after a varmint. We have lots of varmints around here. After all, I have a worm farm. And I did the mowing yesterday. I'm done with the weather, by the way, so if you just came for the forecast. And if you came for the and more, well, sit down and relax because we've got a lot. We went surfing yesterday. That's the worm farm. Tomatoes are struggling, but it looks like they're surviving. And the lettuce in there, I did have that romaine. Remember that romaine a week ago was up about 3 inches, and I said, oh, maybe I'll get some romaine. Well, it's been leveled by the varmints, so... not much. How much salad can you make from that much of a lettuce leaf? The birds, are they complaining about you, Steve? Any rain last night that I'm not sure of? Nope, no rain that I was not sure of. So yesterday's and more features us going to Nantasket Beach. Good time was had by all. There was a little bit of a ground swell. And of course, early is best when you're talking about an onshore flow. You want to get there. So it was kind of glassy when the young people were out there, and all these different divisions. It was the 24th annual New England Longboard Surf Classic, and all ages. What great family fun! What a spirit there! What a vibe! So great to see everybody. Some of the people I only see once a year. Others I hope to see you a lot more because I want to spend more time in the water this year.
All right,
and it was really fun, especially the part where
we have TK.
Katie announced that, oh, I got a prize. I came in third place in the SUP. Stand-up paddle, but the thing is, there were only 2 of us in the water. Creative awards. Thank you very much, Frody family, for hosting, and the Dave Foley Band at the new place called High Tide there on the Strip and Hull, serving a great buffet for us yesterday, and the live music. What a day. It was a good day. And then coming home to the really smoky, hazy sky. So we'll talk about that. Steve somehow undid himself over here, and T-Rex is over here, and we really appreciate your viewership. And here was our not in a hurry Sunday. It was a really good day, and I ended up mowing the lawn as the sun was going down in the smog. All right. Only a little snippet of yesterday, because I'm going to have to make a longer edit. I have probably an hour's worth of video I'm going to turn into hopefully just 7 more minutes. That's my goal. 7 more minutes to 22 minutes. Okay. 10 more minutes. We'll get it to 25 minutes. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. I mean, here's the end more. 9:36 a.m. 63 degrees. I should have brought a long sleeve shirt. Something's missing. There used to be a huge building right there with a mural of Nantasket on it. Getting a new surf club. The site of the old Paragon Park roller coaster when I was 10 years old. And in case you're interested, we are paying for parking today. $15. Plenty of spots next to the Parrot. There are free spots too right here, but the competition's way down. Classic is way down the road.
I combined hundreds of years of wisdom here, people. Take notes.
Men
We're
70
see
plus.
Some very impressive surfing going on.
And there is
We've
a
already seen some very impressive stretching.
10-inch
So
ground
it's
swell
not
anyway.
Anywhere as good as the stretching.
My elders.
Johnny, I think we should be the elite, not the 70 foot.
Elite.
Yes, this is the elite.
Go strong, go early. Every little ride counts. There's a half a point, Bob. And the water is kind of cold, but not that bad. I'd say it's probably close to 60. Smoke and clouds and a good crowd here. Tide's incoming, so the legends, the elite, hanging outside waiting for the big one. There we go. There it is. See, now we do have a knee-high ground swell. So oh, collision. I don't know. Left, right. What happens there? Do you deduct points? No, you get extra points for surviving. New England Longboard Classic Surf Contest. Nantasket Beach, Hull, Massachusetts. Director Chick Frody. That is. Otherwise, more capable wife, Susan. Breaking news. There's a swell. We've got the biggest wave of the day right here. Oh, it's breaking outside. Who would have thought? Sleigh ride. Come on. Yes. Points. All right. Point. The breeze is strengthening, but these young strappers have no problem. Look at those long boards. Classic. I think this is 20 to 29. And look at that little knee-high, thigh-high swell all of a sudden. Goes Huey, Bob Benton in the house. Lots of different people here. Robert Benton going down the line, making it look easy. Points. Oh, got on the toe. Looks like he hung 5. Way to get on the nose. Way to get down the line, Robert. That was cool. I need one of those. And we go one man up. Gabriel says, nope, can't do that. Yeah, there's a little chill in the air.
Yeah, we got some weather coming in. Some nice waves rolling in. Got the outfit.
I love that outfit. Is there a name for that?
This is called the Moo.
The Moo.
It's called the Gray Moo.
The Gray Moo. Funny.
We got the onshore winds. You gotta break out the Gray Moo, keep it warm.
Yeah.
Come down, check out the New England Longboard Classic. Coming in first this year.
You did already? Oh,
Yeah, we already won the event.
And what's your name, winner?
Eddie Trinello.
Eddie.
Yo,
Tim Kelly.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Eddie.
I remember you from the Channel 10 News. Back
All
in the day.
right.
You were my weatherman.
Oh, thanks. So now I get this YouTube station. It's called Surf Ski Weather.
Oh, no kidding.
Out the door, weather, and more.
Oh, come check me out. Instagram, Eddie Trinello, professional surfer.
I definitely will. All right, thanks. And the Grom, he wants to be on there too. Kids don't even care that the water is freezing. Oh. Yeah, surfboards could go astray.
Sweet.
40 to 48. It's the 24th annual, so they were like 16 when it started. How old was I? I was 38 when the first one happened. I don't think I was here then. I didn't even know how to surf. Well, I started surfing for real when I was in my 40s. These guys' age. My money on orange. My money's on orange.
Mine too.
Looks like he's waiting outside for the big one.
I believe the proper terminology is the humunga cowabunga from down under.
Is that the one? The Humunga Cowabunga from down under. There it is. Oh yeah. Down the line. Wow. Looks like he's getting ready to go to England on that. It's like a 14-footer. Come on. Extra points do that on the surfboard. Ah, nice. Who's that juggling? What's his name?
Steven Oxner.
Steven. Points.
Yep.
Points.
Rock juggling. Take it. Let's go.
NELSC, 24 years. So since 21. Cape Cod old timers since 1974. Way before sharks showed up on Cape Cod. Katie, what was that? What'd you say?
It's my husband, but it's not rigged. Look at him, he's dragging his board out. He's so
He's got a foam board, no less. There he goes.
Foam board and you didn't drag it. Is it really a foam board?
Chuck wagon in the competition this year?
There's some real rumors of a potential director's challenge, unjudged at the end of the day. We'll see how that shapes up.
Graham Pupa and the people that run the show.
Hello.
Thanks for having us for 24 years. How old were you guys when this thing started?
I think I was in the womb still in 1999.
I was 4.
In the green
Mom
womb.
was pregnant with me.
Do not remember.
She was in the green womb.
-2.
But seriously, families, they start off here when they're 1 or 2 years old, and next thing you know, they're in their 20s and 30s and getting married. So
did this happen?
memories made here. We appreciate it, Frody family.
Next year, 25th.
We'll be here.
Next year.
Love birds.
He's too young. I appreciate you though.
Real camera. And our future surf champions. Making it look easy. To the shore. Stand up before the wave even gets there. Good. There it is. Now the wave comes. We're talking with some of the judges here down. Do you take bribes? What are the criteria?
Well, definitely nice pastries before lunchtime, and then sandwiches with French fries or pizza after lunch can definitely sway the score.
All right. Seriously, Mark. What's your name? Where you're from?
Mark Angelo, Orleans, Cape Cod.
And I see you've been judging this for some time. What do you look for?
Well, it's interesting. As we move around to different parts of New England, each of the different breaks actually require a different style. most of the times the athlete or the competitor is told what they're going to be judging on, but most of the time it's control, it might be speed, it might be flow, and so their confidence level that you can read non-verbally as they're riding the wave. So I think that's really important. As we get into different age groups, the competitors elevate the games themselves. So as one raises the bar or so-called turns up the dimmer switch, the next one does it. So it's really interesting how the environment and the competitors in the group really kind of dictate what performance level you need to surf at.
Wow, so each competitor kind of raises the bar, and then the whole bar gets raised for all the competitors, kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, so in the
best
group,
guys bring the group up.
So yeah, the best guys bring the group up, and the lowest
And
guys,
girls.
And girls, yes, try to go ahead and elevate the game. And so it's a very healthy type of event, you know, and hopefully people do that. They share their skill sets with others to have longevity with surfing, skiing, snowboarding, everything. Yeah. And by the way, I wanted to tell you, I was one of the judges in your heats, and your second half of that heat, they were only 10 minutes. Came on really strong. You had some real nice rides. I think you'll be happy with your scores in your place.
Thank you, Mark. Oh, yes.
Level 3 or freestyle.
And this isn't just anybody's opinion. This is Mark. He's been training skiers and freestylers since when?
30, 40 years.
Wow. And at what resorts?
So I work for both. I've been working for about 5 years for Sugarbush, which is owned by Altera. And then last year I was offered to be on their training staff up at Stowe for Vail Resorts, where I'll put in my second year this year.
Oh, so maybe I can catch a lift ride and get some pointers from you next year.
Just like when we surf together, we just kind of play together, and I think that we have a good time.
Gathering at high tide at Nantasket Flats at the other end of the beach. Please remember to clean up your areas, make sure there's no trash, and take care of the beach. And without further ado, we've got some prizes to award.
We have tissues.
Caroline there? Caroline? Okay. Caroline. All right.
Our future
13 to
champions.
18.
That was so
Very
fun.
tricky beach. But, and in first we have Policeman. Woo! With the baby! With a special guest. Thank you.
Eddie said he was going to win the whole thing. Got it on tape.
Second place, we have Jillian Sykes. And in first place, I think we're going 3 for 3 with this family. Shannon Borthwick. Nice job, ladies. Got a nice.
Hey, neighbor, how about a Gansett?
Hi, neighbor. Second Nancy division. In first place, out of 1, we have Nancy.
That's the heat I need. One competitor. Very.
Familiar face over here in Nantasket Beach.
Nice job, Barry. Thanks for lending me your board. 3 o'clock. It is nice out. Barry, thanks for lending me a board.
No problem.
You know how to carry a quiver. Wow. Little experience. So congratulations on first place out there today.
Thank you very
It was great to be on the same heat as you. And
Well, it was nice to see you back here in the water. I'm
Right.
glad you're back, and I hope you're going to be back here a lot more.
I am. Came in first in my heat, Barry. And when there's no surf, he's working out. making his surf moves on his board. Unfair competition. Barry for the win. Man, you gonna be on the dance floor of the Dave Foley band too?
Oh yeah. Getting ready for it. All warmed up.
You are hilarious, Barry. Awesome. He's got his longboard. All right, go ahead, hang 10. There he goes.
Almost.
That was awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
All kinds of improvements going on here, including a huge new building right there. And a new to me restaurant. It used to be the sushi place. Now it's called High Tide. Barbecue, raw bar, post, surf, party. Featuring the Dave Foley band.
Because you don't want to hear me talk. You want to listen and have some food and have fun. And the people that we are missing, hopefully they'll be here next year. And does anybody else have anything to say? Am I missing anything? Oh, thank you, Katie. See this? All right, Katie. I thought she was bringing me some food. Yeah, we've got a silent auction in there. And last year we gave $6,000. We split it up between Save the Children, Cape Cod Ocean Community, which is trying to keep the ocean safe by putting buoys and drones in the air, and Kenya's Kids in Need. That is an unbelievable organization.
There is food. There is great food. And it's just past 5 o'clock. What a long day of surf fun and frivolity and fundraising and seeing old friends. And we were right over there. You can almost not see where we just were at Nantasket. What poor visibility here. Very dirty air. Boston, 11 miles away, is opaque. 7 o'clock. There is some blue sky up that way, but the haze is really thick as you move toward the north. And I think we have the trifecta of temperature near dew point, 60s, coming in off the ocean from the east, although the wind has let up a bit. And we've got some probably emissions with a bit of an inversion from the Boston metropolitan area and all of the east, really. And then wildfires in central Canada, smoke. So smoke, haze, and fog equals smog. We've got a dose of smog. Planes are taking off toward the east, circling south and going over our head. And we're calling it a day. With the Weymouth time lapse, you can see that the higher clouds, if you can see them through the smoke, are moving toward the east, even as at low levels this smog, at least the lowest part of it, was coming in from the east. Can you see my head on the end of the time lapse? Right below the flag. And I didn't even check the weather on Cape Cod, but I'm assuming that maybe it brightened up after morning fog, and guessing that the fog came back in at the end of the day. Song sparrows bidding us a fair adieu and more. Happy to hear that the Cape got a reasonable amount of rain in that last night band. And honestly, this is a moving target for our Sunday night and Monday morning. I don't really have a good clue on what's going on, but I guess we know now because it was at the beginning of this out the door weather and more into the smog. Till tomorrow. Thanks for watching. It was a long one. Fun day. So many fun people.